Is there any cause for concern for the USC Trojans? And short answer, no. Why are we asking this question? Well, because you went to Oregon State, played a good Oregon State team, but a team that a lot of people thought you should have beat by more. Now, Vegas had this game at around a touchdown favorite for USC, but I'm here to tell you, there is no reason to be overly concerned if you're a USC fan. Couple of reasons why I believe that is. First, you won a close game on the road, a low-scoring game on the road, and you won with your defense. We're not going to knock Caleb Williams for not having it one day. It's his second year being a starting quarterback. I mean, he's in the very early stages of being a starting quarterback. His first full season of being a starting quarterback. This offense is going to hum. The offense is going to get there. Do they have it in game 4 of the regular season? You're allowed to sort of have some growing pains. We're going to get to more of that in a minute. But I want to harp on what I just said. The defense is what allowed USC to win this game. Got 4 interceptions, the game winner to seal the deal. Like, there's no reason for any overreaction here. You won a game on the road. Those are tough to do, especially in conference. If you're watching this video, go ahead and subscribe. We appreciate you. We want you along for the party. Roll, party, roll. The second piece of this, a lot of what USC didn't do effectively was self-inflicted. Meaning there wasn't a whole lot that Oregon State did that overmatched USC or that made USC extremely uncomfortable. Caleb Williams, 16 for 36, 180 yards. A lot of it was just poor throws. A lot of it was just him just not going the right place with the football or whatever it may be, but it wasn't like Oregon State came out and just stumped USC. That wasn't the case. So what does that mean if it's self-inflicted? Well, that means it's self-fixable. You can go back and look at the tape this week, and I promise you they did. Lincoln Riley is one of the best offensive minds in college football, and they sat down. They're going to rep it in practice and get it right. There's no reason to think that this USC team isn't what we originally thought it was. I come out of this game, I'm actually more encouraged by USC. Now, you've heard me talk about it a lot. Utah's the game that we're circling, underlining, starring as to the fork in the road for when we figure out exactly who USC is. Because if you play the way you did against Oregon State against Utah, you have issues. I don't think you win that game. You can't go 16 for 36 and expect to beat a Utah team. It's not how this works. However, you're more talented, you got more from your defense, and you were able to win a game against Oregon State. If you're going to have some growing pains, if you're going to have a night where you're just kind of off offensively, Oregon State's probably the game that you want to have that happen. Now, credit to USC. When it was crunch time, when they had to buckle down that last drive of the game, they were on. They were able to lock in, and that's what the great teams do. When the moment calls for you to do X, Y, and Z, great teams deliver. And USC showed the mark of a great team being able to do that. Lincoln Riley said it in his press conference. During the week, he said Caleb Williams wasn't on the majority of the night, had a lot of things that just wasn't hitting on, but he said it. There's not 5 dudes in the country that can make that rail shot throw to Jordan Addison like Caleb Williams did, much less in that moment. And I think that's important to remember because there will be times in the future, whether it's against Utah, whether it's against Notre Dame, there will be another point in time where USC is forced to buckle down and make a play to win the game. Having already done it against Oregon State, it just builds confidence. And it prepares you even better for those future moments. We knew there'd be growing pains with USC. This was their 4th game of the season. This program has a lot of newness at really critical positions. Head coach is new, defensive coordinators new, quarterbacks new, your go-to receivers new, your running backs new. There is so many new things that you are breaking in as a program. We knew it wasn't going to hit on all cylinders. A lot of you USC fans, I love you. You like to comment and tell me about our rapid predictions for the forecast for USC's season. We had them losing to Stanford, and that was in July. So again, if you want to hang on to that, I can't help you. We should move on, but if you want to hang on to that, I understand. Do what you do. All that's to say, we predicted that because we assumed there would be a little bit of a churn that had to happen, that had to get rolling. This thing had to get going downhill. And so this game against Oregon State was that game where it was like, hey, the growing pains are kind of showing themselves in a little bit of an ugly way. Not hitting necessarily in the pass game how you want to. Your quarterback's a little bit out of sorts in this game. Still found a way to win. That's the important thing. You still found a way to win. And a win on the road where other guys are making plays that typically wouldn't have had to step up for you to win this game. It wasn't like Jordan Addison went nuts the entire game. It wasn't like he had 200 yards receiving. It wasn't like Caleb Williams threw for 4 touchdowns. It was the defense that stepped up and won you a nail-biter at the end of the game. To win in different ways is also what great teams do. And on top of that, to win in a difficult way, an unorthodox way, on the road, just builds confidence. It builds team chemistry. It validates culture in-house. Because you start looking to the left and the right of you, the guys in the locker room, you say, hey, we're going to need everybody. We got to be on the same page. Case in point, that game. We need everybody on board. We need us all to be locked in. You start to draw closer together after that. After you see it work. After you see some ROI from being locked in on the same page. Heck, you got the Nealon nudge probably trending in Los Angeles. Just shows you need everybody. And they had everybody locked in, locked and loaded, and able to win that game. That was a true team win from USC. Now here's what I'm going to say. I already said it once in this video. The Utah game is when we figure out exactly what's under the hood. But I tell you what, this game, to win in the fashion that they did, that will translate to the Utah game. There won't be a first time when USC goes out there and let's say it's 10-7 late in the third quarter. That won't be the first time that USC has their back against the wall trying to get the offense going. That won't be the first time the defense starts to wake up and stretch and say, oh, wow, we actually have to step up for us to win this game. The pressure's on us. They felt that pressure on their shoulders before. That's crucial. That is enormous. That's going to help them in the future. And I think the Utah game, this was a great rep before that. So I'm excited to see what they do the rest of the way. But is there cause for concern in Trojan land? Absolutely not. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been The Hard Count. We are the People's Show, so that means everything that you know, everything that you love about college football, it happens right here on a daily basis. So again, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram to stay up with every single thing we're doing here. We don't want you to miss a minute of it. So we're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.